Welcome to my channel. Today's Reddit story was terrifying. This happened about 8 years ago when I was working as a licensed practical nurse in an outpatient surgery center. I was working the day shift, and one of my patients was scheduled for an endoscopy and colonoscopy. The patient is an elderly gentleman. He had a colostomy bag because he had had most of his colon removed due to cancer. He also had a long history of alcoholism. The day before surgery, the patient comes in and meets with the surgeon, who explains that during the colonoscopy, we will go through his colostomy and look at the remaining part of his colon that's inside of him to make sure there's no cancer there. The patient understood all of this and signed his consent. Fast forward to the next day. Patient comes back, goes to the bathroom to get prepped, gets on the table, and we begin the procedure. I'm prepping the room while the doctor is finishing up with the patient. The doctor then leaves the room to go scrub in. About 5 minutes later, I hear the doctor yell, "Code blue in room 2. I drop what I'm doing and run into the other room where the doctor is performing the procedure. As I'm running in, I hear the patient say very clearly, "Help me, I can't breathe." I get to the room just in time to see the doctor pull the scope out of the patient, and he is kneeling on the side of the bed gasping for air. Me and the doctor look at each other, and then he tells me to call 911. I do, and then start chest compressions. The doctor gets the crash cart and starts doing his thing. I remember thinking how awful this is. This poor old guy is getting a colonoscopy, and he ends up dying from it. The patient was intubated and taken to the ICU. We got a call from the ICU about 30 minutes later saying that he did not make it. Apparently, he went into cardiac arrest on the way to the ICU, and they were unable to resuscitate him. The surgeon comes back into the room after and asks if I want to stay in the room while they clean up, or if I want to go home. I go home. I felt terrible. I couldn't get the image of the old man kneeling on the bed, gasping for air, out of my head. For the next few days, I kept replaying the event over and over in my head and kept wondering if I could have done something differently to save him. I even went to the hospital's spiritual place, which is just a quiet little room with a couch in it. I sat in there for a while, just trying to find peace. Then I heard a knock at the door, and I jumped. It was the surgeon. He came and sat down next to me and told me that he wanted to let me know what happened to the patient's wife. Apparently, she had been at the hospital waiting for her husband to come out of surgery. She ended up finding out what happened and had a massive panic attack and had to be taken to the hospital's mental health facility. The surgeon was worried that maybe if I wanted to talk to someone about what happened, I should talk to her and maybe that would help. I told him thank you, but no. He then told me that it wasn't my fault and that this could have happened anywhere, anytime, and it wasn't because of anything I did wrong. He said, sometimes bad things happen to people and there's nothing we can do about it. He then left, and I never saw him again. I quit the next day. It's been 8 years since then. I still think about that patient sometimes and wonder if his wife ever recovered. I was only 19 when this happened, and I felt like I was supposed to be doing more. I know that what the surgeon told me is probably true, but I still can't help but wonder if I made the right decision quitting without talking to anybody else about it first. Op, I'm sorry you had to experience that, especially at such a young age. But I don't think you did anything wrong. Sometimes bad things do happen to people and there's nothing we can do about it, and it doesn't sound like you caused this. So don't blame yourself. You reacted appropriately and saved a life by calling 911 and starting CPR. You tried your best, and that's all you can do. And as for talking to the surgeon or anyone else at the hospital about what happened, I think it's great that you reached out to the spiritual place because that helped you. That's what matters. Some people might find comfort in talking to others, but some don't. There's no right way to grieve. So whatever you did was the right thing for you. Have you ever experienced something traumatic at work? If so, how did you deal with it? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Also, here's a Reddit story that I think you'll love. Basically, a guy refuses to leave his house for 12 years. What happens next is genius. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Reddit story.